Hi guys, it's Rike here and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rike and I review a lot of activewear and sometimes also swimwear, which I categorize as activewear. So, if you're into that kind of stuff, then you just keep watching. And today I have another installment, another video in my Books Activewear series. If you've never heard of that, in this series, I will talk about some books. I will, talk about generally books that I liked. Sometimes there's also like exceptions to that, right? But, I usually pick books with pretty covers, lots of colors, like just beautiful artwork on the covers. And I will pair an activewear outfit to the book cover. And then one of you suggested, why don't I just try that with swimwear as well? So yes, it is a books and activewear video, but we have a special edition because today it's all about books and swimwear. And again, as I said in the beginning of the video, for me, swimwear is also kind of activewear, right? Usually similar materials and, you're moving in your swimwear usually as well. I guess not in all of it, it's as easy as in, a pair of leggings and a sports bra. But anyway, so books and swimwear is what we're doing today. In case you're interested in any of the other books and activewear videos, I can link my playlist up here and you can go and check that out. If you want any book recs or just like you want to see some fun outfits, get some outfit inspiration, because I always feel like book covers can be a great source of inspiration for activewear outfits, for matching colors. Also, of course, for normal outfits, it doesn't have to be like activewear necessarily. But yeah, so it was kind of fun to try that for swimwear as well. I have 3 books for you today, and all of these are actually releases from this year. So new books, or relatively new books. They've all, I think probably like launched between like spring and now basically. And I've read 2.5 of them. So with one of them, I'm not 100% done yet, but I figured, the cover is nice. It's colorful. So we'll include it today as well. So let's get into it. I do have 3 books for you. As I already said, I do have maybe 4 swimwear outfits for you. I couldn't decide with one of them. And let's get started. I'm grabbing book number 1. And the first book is, I will take my reading, my little bookmark thing off here. But yeah, the first book is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Now, a lot of people, or like there's been mixed reviews about this book. Emily Henry, and if you've never heard of her, she's like one of the romance novel writers here in this time period, I guess. Oh, I've also forgot to tell you, I do read occasional romance, but I also do read sci-fi, thrillers, all that kind of stuff. So I do have a wide range of interest, I would say. And if you want to follow my reading journey or see what I read, you can follow me on Goodreads or on Storygraph, and I do have my profile links down below. So yeah, in case you're interested. But anyway, let's go back to the book. So yeah, Emily Henry is one of the romance writers of this time period, this past decade, I guess. I don't actually know for how long she's been writing, but there's been some really, really good, like some books that people loved a lot. And I think some of them have been optioned for movies. But I don't think I've seen one yet. Anyway, so this is her newest book. It came out earlier this year, I think probably just before the summer. And yeah, some people were like a little, oh, this doesn't feel like her typical books, blah, 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 stuff like that. I mean, completely valid if that's how you feel. I personally, I'm kind of halfway through. And I feel like it's just a light little romance novel, which is what her books are. And I don't see anything wrong with it. Some people were also saying, oh, it's a copy of Taylor Jenkins Reid's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, right? That's how it's called. The only similarities I could see were in the beginning, the character in The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and here they're both journalists and they interview older people for writing a memoir, and then the story very diverges a lot, whereas The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo really focuses on the biography part, basically on that part, but the story that the character tells, this is focusing on the journalist herself, and there's other characters in there. Like, it's just a very different story. So yeah, I don't know, people were complaining. But yeah, I feel like it's just a light little romance novel. So far, it's kind of enjoyable. Some people all said the romance falls a little flat. I will say they do get to kissing quite fast. There's not like a lot of suspense, but then there's suspense after. So, but overall, I mean, it's not a masterpiece, but it's enjoyable. I would probably be rating it like 3.5 stars or something. I mean, we'll see what happens in the last part. There's also a little bit of a mystery about like, because the person that our character, her name is Alice, is interviewing, she's not telling her the entire truth, but she's the one who, you know, wanted to do this memoir thing. So there's a little bit of like, oh, why is this happening? But it's not the main part of the story, because I think some people were trying to like sell this also as a mystery. Maybe it's not like such a strong part. But yeah, anyway, I like the cover as well. It's like very red and orangey and yellow. So I did like that part. And I picked just a very like orangey and slightly sparkly outfit. Orangey, red, you know. So I feel like this kind of works. It's always so hard because you only have 2 pieces. I mean, I guess if I had a cover up, but I don't really have a yellow cover because otherwise I could kind of catch the yellow here too. But this is our outfit for this book cover. And I will say this is probably the most cohesive outfit that you're going to see today, because yeah, there's gonna be some some wild combinations, simply because yeah, I don't know, like I feel like it works with the cover. I don't know if it works in like as an outfit, but we'll see. Anyway, so top and bottom, we're going to start talking about the top first. So this is a little bikini top, I believe from American Eagle, from Aerie, exactly. So their activewear, swimwear, intimates brand kind of. And this one I got last year, I believe, and it has like this Lurex stuff, so it's sparkly. It's a little bit more orangey than our bottoms. But yeah, it's definitely like a reddish orange. And we have removable cup pads in here. The outer stuff with the sparkles is a little bit scratchy because that's just how it is. Because if you have this metal stuff, like this shiny stuff, there's always like a bit of metal fiber in the fabric. It is made from, let me double check. We have to find it. Oh, actually, this is already kind of coming out. Interesting. There we go. Now I can read it like this. Because it's a very long tag. It would have been annoying anyway. Anyway, so this is taking a while. Avoid rough surfaces, hand wash cold with light colors, do not bleach, blah, 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 okay? Do not iron. So the body is 55% recycled nylon, 25% nylon, 11% elastane, and 9% metallized fiber. And then the lining obviously doesn't have the metallized fiber in it. It is 88% recycled polyester and 12% elastane. So we got a few different things here. And it's just cute. I like the sparkle. I always like good sparkle. Size-wise, I did get, I have to check. I did get a size small, which is my normal top size. This is like a triangle bikini top, but it definitely has more structure than your standard triangle bikini top. But yes, it's triangular shaped here, but then you don't have like an adjustable band here. It's just like really just a band under the chest, kind of a little bit stretchy. Definitely deep V, and then we do have up and down straps. Again, not like your normal triangle bikini top, so up and down straps, but they are adjustable here. You can see that. I'm surprised actually, this is like very square here. Usually there's like more circle shape on this. But yeah, so this is our top. And then bottom wise, we do have these Crisscross Hourglass bottoms from Popflex Active. So I actually recently reviewed those. Because they came out this summer. I can link the video up here in case you're interested. And this is the poppy red, basically. So definitely like an orange hue to it, right? It's a red, but it's a bit of an orangey red. Now, and these bottoms, they do have this crisscross waistband, kind of like a legging would. We do have decent coverage in the front. It's a little bit high leg. And then in the back, you do have a high-waisted back part. Proper seam in the middle there to kind of really get a little bit of glute separation, which is not as typical for just bikini bottoms, I guess. And then we also do have a V for the glutes as well, kind of. So it's a little bit inspired by their leggings, by their Crisscross Hourglass leggings. And it's just like, you know, comfortable bottoms for sure. We also do have the little metal Popflex plaque here, basically. And then on the inside, you do have a lining with a little pattern on it. So it's palm trees. Some of them say Popflex, some waves. And this is made from 80% nylon and 20% spandex. That is the main body. And the lining is made from 67% nylon and 33% spandex. Yeah. And the seams are generally quite stretchy on these things, so not too many complaints here. I always think their swimwear is actually quite good. And yeah, I think these colors work well together. Let's see this on. All right, here's our first outfit for Emily Henry's Great Big Beautiful Life. And well, I'm just gonna put that here. And my Aerie and Popflex swim outfit. So yeah, we do have our sparkly stuff on top to kind of match like the orangey lighter color part, and then the slightly more red for the main color of the book cover here. So with our top, it has like this triangular shape, but it's not like a normal triangular bikini top. It has a little bit more like support in a way and a little bit more structure, right? We do have the Lurex stuff here, so the sparkly metallic yarn in there. You do have a proper band under the chest, removable cup hats, the thin up and down straps, but you can adjust them. So there's adjustability there. And then just a very simple back here. No odd tan lines with this one, not like on my back. And that was from the matching bikini top for this one. So yeah, you know, think about what you're wearing when you get sunburned unintentionally. So yeah, and then we do have our Crisscross Hourglass bottoms here. Yeah, they've done these for a few years now. They are high-waisted on the sides, so they come up nice and high. A little bit high leg cut, but not like too much, I think. Like, I think it's flattering, you know, could be a little bit more, but it's fine. And then you do have this crisscross part here. Of course, you can see the belly button now. Good coverage here in the front for the important parts. And then in the back, it is still a cheeky fit, but nice and high-waisted. You do have the metal Popflex logo there. Eamon has a lot of metal logos, that's why I keep saying Eamon. And also just filmed an Eamon review, so, you know, I'm a little confused. Although there was not a single metal Eamon logo in there, but yeah, we have the metal logo there. Cheeky fit, fits nice, feels nice, no complaints there. And of course, like, this feels softer than this because we have the metallic fabric in here, or the metallic yarn. So just make sure that's not getting against your skin, but on the inside you do have the lining, right? So shouldn't be a problem, but just so you know. And I have long hairs just hanging around everywhere because I'm sweaty, so this hair sticks to my body. Anyway, this is a good start, I think. Very, very cohesive swim outfit. Let me know what you think. I feel like, you know, it fits the cover. By the way, this is a library book, so I have to return this after I'm done with it. And anyway, let's move on. Moving on to our second book, I hope you guys are ready. We have The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami. Now this is, I think this has been nominated for something. It doesn't say on the book. Sometimes, you know, if they're fast, they'll actually put a little sticker on it. I'm just quickly gonna double check, but I do feel like it was nominated for a prize this year. And this also came out this year, so that you also usually, like, I mean, I usually do have the smaller paperbacks of something if I didn't buy something immediately, right? But like, there's the big paperbacks or the hardcovers for like the new launches. Except for like, there's some books where they don't even do that; they just do the smaller paperbacks. But anyway, for this one, it's also a big paperback. I hope you can tell the difference between a small and a big one. But I don't know, compared to my head, I feel like the big ones are really big. But I honestly do prefer a big paperback to a hardcover. Let me know what you think about this, but like, I don't know, for me it just seems, it's just a little bit more convenient also to read. One thing I should also say is that the covers will differ depending on if you have a UK or US book. And obviously, like, anything translated into another language usually also might have a different cover. Because I was just looking up the things, you could see this is actually the US cover, the one with the purple. So this one there, because I do have the UK cover here. And I honestly do prefer the UK cover. It's not always the case, but for this particular instance, I do prefer this cover. And let me just see if it was what it was nominated for. Because now I have pulled up the book, but like, it doesn't really tell me anything. Exactly. It was longlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction. That's okay. That's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't 100% certain. Before I tell you something wrong, I'd rather check it, right? But yes, so the Dream Hotel. This, we have a character, her name is Sarah, and so this is kind of like in the not too distant future, and it is a slightly dystopian novel. So basically in this, there's like an algorithm that kind of decides if you're being a threat to society or not, and before you can commit the crime, based on like, so the algorithm decides based on all your actions and everything, and how you behave in public and whatever, and how you interact with people and emails and whatnot. So like it has access to all these things, and it can decide that you are now a threat to society, and you have to go to a what do they call it? Because it's not a prison, right? It's not obviously not called a prison, but like a facility, kind of. So you're getting put in a facility with other people that, you know, have been deemed to potentially be a threat to society. And technically you're supposed to only be held for 28 days, I believe. And after that, there'll be a little hearing and you should be released if you behaved. But in reality, of course, it is different. It's not as simple as that. So Sarah's kind of stuck in there. And kind of the life outside happens without her. Like, the inmates, basically, they do not have access to like everything all the time, right? There's phone booths, there's computers that they can get access to, but only for a limited amount of time and stuff. And the wards are basically making sure that the rules are being followed. And of course, if you speak up, because if they feel like, oh, you know what, your time is done, if you speak up, they can write you up and then you're going to be in there for much longer still. And everything is kind of expensive. You pay for the email servers, you have to pay for, there's only one company that does it, of course. And like, you know, Sarah feels like she's being screwed with. She's starting to doubt herself because of course she feels like she never would have done anything. And so it's kind of like talking about like this weird place that she lives in. And I mean, things come to light that, you know, make her doubt why they're being held there for so long. Or like she finally understands it's not about the inmates, obviously, right? Like but yeah, she also meets other people, and they're obviously like she's been there for a long time, and it's a little bit. You have some emails in there. You do have some like protocols in there as well from stuff, and at some point it's also becoming a little unclear what's dream and what's reality, and I found it very, very interesting. So it is definitely dystopian, not as intense as the world is like has gone to complete, you know. But I mean, obviously, there's some aspects in here that are like, I don't want to live in this world. This doesn't seem good. And people are, for example, also judged based on their dreams, because if you have trouble sleeping, there is a nice little thing they can put in your brain, and then you only need like 4 hours of sleep, and it's like you slept for 10 hours and you're like super rested and everything. So a lot of people have this implanted, and those dreams are also being used by the algorithm. And like, how can you judge someone for their dreams? It's just like that usually people don't act on their dreams, right? Anyway, so this is the Dream Hotel, and I really love the colors in this British cover here. We do have an ombre here from like a like pastel-y orange to a like reddish and then pinkish, purplish pink color here. And then you have some clouds and you have the kind of silvery bars, and you can see the blue sky here. So lots of options. And when I was like rummaging through my swimwear box, or actually boxes, I have two, there's one thing that I came across. I was like, okay, this kind of works. So we have these Rise Above bottoms from Moana Bikini, an Australian swimwear brand. And they actually, they have two sides, but we're only talking about the orange pink one because I feel like that one kind of matches quite well with the colors here. So I feel like we have like kind of the ombre part in here now. And then of course I was looking for the kind of sky, and I found this little triangle bikini top. It even has a little bit of shininess to it, This is from Aerie as well. And yeah, this is our outfit. Not sure if it's gonna work together very well, but like I feel like it matches the book cover, so that's the main part. And let's talk about the pieces. So I will talk about the top first because that's how I usually do things. And this is just like a basic triangle bikini top. So we just have the two triangles here, right? And then you just have a string going through the bottom, and you have a string at the top to kind of tie it around you. This again is from Aerie, so I got this in a size small, made in Vietnam, and this one is made from, the coating is 100% polyurethane, so because we have this shiny, like kind of like fake leather feel coating finish there. The fabric is 83% recycled polyester and 17% elastane. All right, so now that we know that, we can move on. We do have, like I already said, like a typical triangle bikini top, basically. You also do have removable cup pads in here. And I mean, honestly, there's not much else to say about this, right? Like you can adjust things slightly, like you can tie the bands as tight as you want, or as loose as you want. And that is it. I love the color, for sure. I always do it like everything shiny. It's like also holographic, right? Look at it. It does have different colors in it. And then the bottoms, again, these are the Rise Above bottoms from Moana Bikini. I can actually link my whole Moana Bikini playlist up here because they do have super unique prints. It's quite pricey, but you know, it's also fun. So yeah, these are kind of my favorite bottoms that they do. They do them slightly different every now and then, but like, because these for example do have seams down the middle, and some of the other Rise Above bottoms that I have don't have that, but they're still covering about as much and they're still about as high-waisted as these. Now, I usually get them in a size medium. These I got in a size large because I did want this print. This on the other side. I do have the matching top for this one. And I had ordered it, then they shipped the wrong bottoms to me. And by the time, you know, the stuff got to me from Australia and I noticed that there was something wrong, the size medium had sold out. And I was like, well, I'd rather take the large than the small. So yeah. And I mean, this still works. Like it's a little looser up top, but like otherwise it still works perfectly fine. So if you're ever in doubt, I would just size up. Yeah, if you're ever in doubt. But anyway, we're not talking about the side today. We're talking about this side today. The little floral print here with the checkered like bottom kind of. This is orange, this is pink. It's a little bit like, not like neon colors, but also pastel-y, just like in the cover here. So that's why I was like, this kind of works. I have like little daisies on there or something, right? And yeah, these are high-waisted bottoms, also somewhat high leg cut, and we have good coverage in the front, and then like, you know, it's kind of like cheeky in the back. So yeah, but this is kind of how I like it. These are, by the way, in case you're interested, these are made from 82% polyester and 18% lycra. And yes, they're reversible. A lot of their stuff is reversible. I think there's only a few things that aren't. So you usually get like 2 styles in one, which is kind of nice. But yeah, this is our second outfit for the Dream Hotel. Let's see it on. Okay, here's the outfit for the Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami. Yeah, I feel like it works. Honestly, it works much better than expected. I also, of course, do like the shininess, right? And I feel like it's, yeah, it matches the book cover very well. I feel like I did very good with this one. Let me know if you agree. But yeah, I feel like this works. This is a fun outfit, actually. Because the bottoms for this one were also just normal triangle bikini bottoms, and I feel a little bit more comfy with like something a little bit high-waisted. So I feel like this could be a good way to wear this. Yeah, let me know what you think. But let's talk about the pieces. So yeah, normal triangle bikini top. This is from Aerie. I love the holographic finish here. The blue is super fun. And it's just so shiny. So it's really, really nice. We do have removable cup pads in here, which is good. You do have just the band in the back to tie. And also here in the back of the neck to tie. So very simple, not much going on here. So I think really the special thing about this is the polyurethane coating here, the color, everything about that is like really, really nice. So I love that because of that. I actually, when I bought this, which was in Canada, I think 2 years ago, I didn't even try it on. I just saw it, it was on sale, and I was like, yeah, this is going home with me, obviously. Like, do you see this? Like, and I feel like it's still quite flattering for the chest as well. I feel like the cups are nicely molding against my boobs. So happy about that. And then of course the bottoms, these are the, Rise Above bottoms from Moana. They are a little looser up top. So again, my preferred size for this would be the medium, but they still fit comfortably. And again, much better to size up for bikini bottoms than to size down, honestly, if it's just one size. And yeah, nicely high-waisted. You can still see my belly button, but high-waisted enough, good coverage in the front. And then these particular ones have the seams here. Not all of them do, and also in the back. Also high-waisted in the back though. A cheeky fit, which is what I kind of like. My butt usually eats the bottoms anyway, so this is kind of perfect. This is how anything would look on me, and this is how this is kind of like intended to look as well. So very comfy, the material is nice and stretchy. No complaints there. And the pattern, honestly, it wasn't my favorite. I really just bought it because of the other side, but now that I see this together with this, I'm like, maybe I underestimated this print. So yeah, I feel like this is a good outfit. So thanks for suggesting the books and bikinis, books and swimwear, because I feel like, you know, I would have never worn this together otherwise. And also good for me, like good of me to choose this particular book cover, but how could I not? Look at the colors. Let me know what you think of this outfit. If it matches, I think it does. And let's move on. Let's move on to our last book. We have The Compound by Ashlyn Rawle. I think Rawle, right? She's from Ireland, and this is her debut novel. So first book. And for this one, actually, so I do have the British cover again, but the American one looks so different, like so different. So we have the British one here, and I can just, you know, put the American one in here so you can see what I mean with it. It looks so different. But yeah, I think this one is very fun where like we have like this neon yellow, neon pink, and then just like this dark sky, and like some little figures, some people walking in the night, right? And there's this yeah, the structure, which is presumably the compound. So yeah, I've recently finished this. This is actually also a recent release. So I believe this came out maybe in July. I think it came out in like mid-July or something like that. And the compound is basically, this quote says, Lord of the Flies meets Love Island. So in a way, it was kind of as addictive as a reality TV show, at least for me. But of course, there was like there was a little bit more depth to it. Now, in this book, we meet our main character, and she is like a contestant in this reality TV show. So she is, you know, she wakes up, it's in like a bedroom, like she doesn't know how she got there, but like she signed papers, so she was okay with being drugged and transported there. And then she meets all the other female contestants. So there in total, there's 10 of them. And they're in this compound, they have a pool, they're in this house, but like a door is missing. It looks a little dirty. There's like empty pizza cartons and like, you know, there's a lot of stuff where it's like a little disgusting. People seem to have just left it behind like that. And then meet the other girls basically, yeah, just around the compound. Because she meets one of her contestants, like they both wake up in this bedroom where there's 10 beds. And they know immediately where they are because they've wanted to be on this reality TV show. And the show is basically, there's 10 women, there's 10 men, and the men have to get to this compound walking through the desert. And they don't, like the women don't know when the men are gonna arrive. But they're getting the things ready, they're getting the house ready for the men to arrive, because they will have been in the desert for days. So, you know, they like prepare some food, some water and everything. And then the women get to like kind of know each other a little bit, but they're also a little wary because this is a reality TV show that is a contest. So whoever is the last person standing wins, right? And what happens in this is also there's a big screen. The living room screen hasn't turned on yet. But once the guys turn up, and there is not 10 of them, there's actually 9 of them. There's supposed to be 10, but one kind of like has some troubles in the desert. So he was pulled from the show because apparently no one dies on this show. So like, you know, they get pulled before. But everyone wanted to kind of be on this show because the real world is a little tough and there's like war going on. And so again, it's like not so far in the distant like future and a little dystopian in a way as well. And then basically by being on the show, they get stuff, they get things. There's tasks that they can do as a group to get things, like for example, sofa, wood to make a door for the house because they don't have a door, like these kind of things. or food or water, right? But they also each do have their own individual little screens where they can do their own little tasks, and then they can get stuff like jewelry, clothes, curling iron, like all these kind of things. So it seems very superficial in a way. And yeah, so they have to kind of, now that there's only 9 men, it's a little difficult because you get banned from the compound, you get kind of thrown out of the show if you sleep in your bed alone. So they're all like, oh my God, which woman is having to leave first? Because obviously if there's only 9 guys, one of them will have to go. So like they're all kind of trying to like, in a way, like get close to the boys and are like, oh, look at me. Like, oh, don't you want to, sleep in my bed tonight? And of course in the beginning it's not like, super like intimate things that they do either, right? Like they're just trying to get to know each other, like, trying to show that there's potential for things. So, yeah, but anyway, our character, she gets paired up with this Ryan guy at the beginning, but she's actually like into this other guy, and there's a lot of stuff happening and like a lot of shit. There's some other people that are not so great and like not nice team players, right? And yeah, so we basically are with this main character throughout the entirety of this show. And like I said, it was kind of very addictive, like reality TV, because stuff was happening, but there was also like this deeper layer of like, are you betraying your relationships for physical stuff? Like it's kind of like, it's like consumerism over personal relationships, and yeah. So it was kind of interesting. I wanted a little bit more from it maybe, so I gave it 3.75 stars or 4 stars on Goodreads, but I found it very interesting. It was very gripping, and I read this within 2 days. So yeah, it was a fast read as well. Anyway, now I talked about this for so long. My recording time is running out. So let's see if I can actually make this happen and show you the first outfit, and then we go over to the second one. But first outfit is this little piece from Moana Bikini, because the colors are so perfect for this. Like, I felt like at least the colors are perfect for this. And again, this is reversible. You have the other print on the other side, but we're only caring about this one. And it's kind of like it's just a one piece, but it has a lot of gaps. So this is where the chest goes. And obviously, depending on how big your chest is, it might work for you, it might not. I got this in a size medium, which I always go for with the bottoms. Or sorry, this is the top part. Now this makes a little bit more sense. So this is where the chest goes again. Maybe not for everyone, but for me, that works. And then you do have this part. So very highlight cut, very revealing, very cheeky. But this is our first outfit for this. And I will say, let's just do the first outfit and then we go back to this book and I'll show you the second outfit. Or yeah, let's do that. Let's see the first one. All right, here's our first outfit for The Compound by Aisling Rawle. Yeah, so we have some bright colors here. We have the blue here as well, right? Some pink, some yellow, and of course there's a little bit more colors going on in here, but I feel like it kind of gets the gist of it. And I feel like this is kind of one of the swim piece that they would be lounging around in, like at the pool side, right? Like, just lying on the pool chairs that they got you doing one of the tasks and like something like this, maybe. I could see it. But yeah, so this is that. Let's talk about the piece. So this is a one piece from Moana Bikini. This was actually something I never picked myself. I got this in a mystery box because once a year they do mystery boxes. I didn't get one this year. And then they do like one mystery box for tops, one for bottoms, and one for one pieces. And like last year I got them all. I can actually link that video up here. And this was like a really fun thing that they had in there. Like, I mean, it's definitely a very skimpy piece. Very highlight cut here. Like you have like this open part, right? A little bit of coverage for the chest, one shoulder moment, and then you have fabric here on the side. And then if you see it from this side, it kind of looks like a bikini. If you see it from this side, it looks like a one piece with a little cutout. So there's that. And it's of course also very skimpy from the back. So basically minimal coverage, the most minimal coverage you can think of, basically. That's what this one is. And otherwise it is double lined, but it doesn't have removable cup pads. And I feel like on the lighter parts here, you can kind of see the other print through. And sometimes, of course, it folds over a little bit, so you can see the other print too. But like, it's not see-through or anything. It's just the other print, kind of glimpses through. That's just what happens. So yeah, I feel like support-wise, definitely not super supportive. Would I do a lot of stuff in this? Probably not. It's more like for, you know, showing off, lounging around, a pool party maybe, or matching this book cover, I think. But otherwise, you know, it's like not the most active swim piece, maybe, but it's fun. Let me know what you think if I kind of nailed this cover. And let's see the other outfit, or let me introduce it to you, of course. Yeah, let's see that. Okay, now you've seen the first outfit for the compound, and now we go into the second one, which is maybe a little bit more tame in a way. So we do have some blue sparkly stuff and some bright pink. So I picked this side over this side, basically because I didn't find anything neon yellow, honestly. So yeah, but I think this kind of works. Obviously could have been rounded off with a bright neon cover up maybe, which I don't have, but yeah. Let's talk about this top. So this is a Lurex number from Berlook. I have reviewed Berlook swimwear a few times already. I can link my playlist up here. And this one is like a simple up and down strap top, but no, it's not that simple actually. We have removable cup pads in here and a big little cutout there. A big little cutout, yep. Straps are stretchy but not adjustable. And then you do have an elastic band under the chest to keep you a little bit tucked in. So I find this actually, you know, quite comfy, but still like giving you some support and also some coverage. Because yes, even though you have this big gap there, I mean, you get a little bit of underboob if you have a big enough chest, but otherwise you're fine. And then on the inside, we have the super sleek fabric. And on the other side, you have the metal Lurex part again with the metallic fibers like we had with the top from Aerie. This one is made from, let me check. It actually doesn't say on here. I feel like it did have the tag. I did have the information somewhere. Well, you'll find the information on the screen when I introduce the piece anyway. And then in the back, it also does have this deep, well, kind of V back line, I guess. So it's very open in the back. It's not going to cause too many weird tan lines, I guess. And yeah, I felt like this kind of, you know, is nice because the blue in a way works. And then with the silver, right, maybe for the night sky, I don't know. And then the bottoms are bright pink because, you know, the bright pink stripe on the side. And these are actually from Buffbunny collection. These are the Sharkbite bottoms V2 because they're made from a ribbed material. Because there's also Sharkbite bottoms, but without the ribbed material. So yeah, at least I think they were called the Sharkbite bottoms V2. They're high-waisted. They're also reversible, but I always wear them like this. Technically, you could turn them around, and then this V-dip that you have in the back, this is why it's called Sharkbite, you could just wear to the front, but I prefer it, this way, so this is how I'll show it to you. Again, high-waisted and a high leg cut, as you can see, a little bit wider on the sides here, and then in the back, the dip, a little Buffbunny collection metal logo here as well, and then it's still cheeky coverage in the back, which for me, this is kind of, you know, what I prefer. Material-wise, we have 85% nylon and 15% spandex. And on the inside, you also do have a sleek inner lining here. And yeah, on the outside, it's this ribbed part. But yeah, so this is our second outfit. And let's see it on. And then you can let me know which one you preferred. Okay, and here's outfit number 2 for the compound by Rawle. Aisling. So, yes, I feel like now we of course don't have the yellow. There's a few less colors in there now, but you know, it kind of goes together. And we have sparkly top again because I like sparkly things, and then we have the bright pink bottoms. But let's talk about the Berlook top here. This one does have the little keyhole moment, but I don't get any underboob because I don't have that big of a chest. I get a little bit of cleavage here, but of course I could rearrange it and maybe make some underboob happen if I wanted to. You know, maybe a little bit. So it really depends on how you arrange your chest. If you have a bigger chest, of course, you probably get cleavage and underboob. But yeah, and now we have silver sparkly like stuff in here. You do have the elastic under the chest that keeps you tucked in. Low scoop neckline, good side boob coverage, thicker straps that are stretchy. And then in the back, we do have this nice kind of V back line, because it's not a neckline, it's a back line. And it somewhat matches the V that we have in the back of the bottoms as well. Because yeah, these are from Buffbunny collection. And these are probably like the most comfortable on the sides. Like the bottoms that cut the least in of all the bottoms I do have here, because the cutting in is a normal thing. And it never, like it usually doesn't annoy me too much because it's not super intense, but here there's none of that. Like this is so loose here. These seams are so loose, so comfy. But the top seam, there is a top seam. That one is tighter to keep it up, you know, so they don't slide down on you, because otherwise there's so much stretch in these bottoms. I do like a good ribbed bikini fabric, swimwear fabric, because it's just always super soft. So texture, very high-waisted because my belly button is basically covered, right? We also do have good coverage in the front, and then you do have this high leg cut here. And in the back, also very, very cheeky again. This is usually how I wear my stuff anyway, so perfectly fine with me. And yet, you don't see the Sharkbite V too extremely here, but it is kind of still there. There's the slight dip. And if you were to wear this to the front, obviously, like, you know, it would be cutting in a little bit here. And if you like have struggles with your lower tummy a little bit, then it would be cutting into that. And maybe this wouldn't be a preferred way of wearing it. I prefer it like this just simply because it makes me feel more comfortable. It doesn't have a ton of compression at all, so don't expect that. But otherwise, you know, super soft, super comfy. And yeah, I feel like it works well. Let me know which of the two outfits you preferred for this book. And let me know if you feel like this outfit nails the book cover too. Let's move on. It's conclusion time. Let me just grab the pile of books and swimwear. Oof. There we go. So we do have some orange, some blue, some light blue, turquoise, pink, purple, everything. Oops, and we lost something. Let me know if you've read any of the books, and also do let me know which outfit was your favorite, especially for the last book, The Compound. Like, did you have a favorite outfit there? Which one do you think fit better? But yeah, let me know in general which outfit was your favorite. And if you're ever curious about anything that I'm reading, as I mentioned in the beginning, I do have my Goodreads profile and my Storygraph profile links in the description box down below, so you can follow along, you can be friends, you know, whatever you want. And yeah, this is always fun. I like showing off some of the books I'm reading, or like talking to you about them, introducing some good reads. And yeah, kind of I like taking inspiration from those covers to like create activewear outfits or swimwear outfits, because I think it's always really fun, like I said before as well. It's like just a really good inspiration for, you know, outfits you can put together that maybe you wouldn't even have thought about before. Like even today again, like I wouldn't have thought about some of those combinations just because I wouldn't have, you know. That's just how it is. So the books kind of are like a good trigger to, you know, get a little bit more creative with outfits. But yeah, let me know if you have any feedback, any suggestions, anything. You can drop a comment down below. Also, if you have any books that you feel like I should be reading or any brands I should be trying, drop a comment down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, see some of the activewear pieces in action there, but not the swimwear necessarily. And you can also DM me there, but I'm more likely to see your comments here on YouTube. So if there's ever anything you want me to see, drop a comment down below. Yeah. Let me know if you want me to, you know, make activewear outfits and books again. Books and activewear, or books and swimwear. Let me know which you prefer. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel so you get notified about all the new videos that are coming out and you don't miss one. And that is it from me today. Again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining, helpful, informative, and all those things. And I will see you next time. Bye.